it's a little bit tricky when you want to just show your camera gear or your video gear when you're using it. So I just thought I'd whip through what I've got and what I use to make my videos, because I think it's quite interesting, and I get a little bit obsessed in like, must have this gear, must have that gear, and you don't really need a lot. What I'm videoing with now is the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now, I don't believe you need anything else other than an iPhone. It's that old saying, isn't it? The camera that you've got is the best one to use. I'm all for that, and I think the iPhones now are incredible. You don't need the Max. The standard one has the same front camera. It doesn't have as many cameras on it, but the front camera is great on it. So I think making videos, fantastic. I am using the DJI Mic Pro 2 because I just like adding, I think audio makes such a big difference. I've got the Mic Mini as well. I'll flick between the two depending, and they pair lovely, beautifully with these, well, the Action Pro 6 and the Action 5 Pro, sorry. So I use these typically the most. The best thing about these is they're super convenient, super small, easy. I use them in the gym. I film little videos in the gym for my other channel, my gym shorts channel. And they're so, in fact, they're that inconspicuous, I lose them quite a lot. I forget that they're even there. So I think if you just get one of these, even the 5, even the 4, they're fantastic cameras. They pair directly with this mic or the mic I'm wearing, and that just gives you that crispy audio, and you can just take them anywhere. They're really easy, really discreet to use. The camera that I've been using for these type of videos mainly is this one, and this is the Canon R50V. It's a video-centric mirrorless, and it's a DSLR. I've got this lens with it, which is the one that comes with it, which is what they call the kit lens. What is it, 14 to 30 focal length. Aperture on it is super small, so I can't get much light in. I've been trying to use it in this room. I've got a giant window to my right here, so I'm upgrading that lens. Lens is trash that comes with it, but the camera itself, I think, has been a beauty. It's got a little mount on the side of it for standing it that way for your social media stuff. It's got a flip round screen on it. I think it's superb. But again, the iPhone is just superb for all this kind of filming. I've got neck mount that I use for the action cameras. It just goes over your head and you can just magnet them on there, get a point of view for what you're doing. I've also got this little selfie stick that came with the DJI stuff that I often put the action cameras on. It has a mount on the bottom so you can screw a tripod into it. Any tripod. This is a very, very basic one just so I can stand it up. It obviously extends to get a bit of range with it. I've got this other, well, that was close, wasn't it? I've got this other little tripod which has got a standard camera mount which would work with the Canon. It turns into a tripod and it's like a little handle. And the idea behind this was I could hold it for videoing. I've never done that. I think it is great, but I think that Canon is just much more better for static shots like this. I think when you're out and about, the stability in these action cameras and in the iPhone are just second to none. And the iPhone footage that I got when we were camping, I keep using this same clip. Just so clear, even with the front camera, really, really good. I don't think you need anything more. I've got this other little device here, which is a claw, which has the standard 3.5mm mount on it, which I could unscrew this and put the standard Canon on there, or I can grab the iPhone, and that, when it's locked in the middle, gives you pretty funky shots, because whatever you grip this to, the camera is fixed length on it, and it gives you shots or the ability to do shots like this. Last but not least in the collection, I've got the Mini 3. It's not the Pro, it's the DJI Mini 3 drone, and it has the controller that has the screen built in. I think adding the sprinkling drone shots in, 1 or 2 establishing shots, I think is great. And I think this one, I think I mentioned it in one of my previous videos, is super cheap. Yes, it doesn't have all the obstacle avoidance on it and things like that, so you've got to be very careful with it and look at what you're doing and where you're going. You can't accidentally bump into something because it will just keep going and just obliterate itself. I am thinking of upgrading that, but I just think it is superb to just sprinkle a few drone shots in, and I've been doing it more and more. Trying not to get a bit too obsessed with it and just having it everywhere, but I just think that this gear is enough. All that aside, if I lost it all today, that'd be really clumsy, of course, but the iPhone, I just think, is a phenomenal camera. It's just enough to have in your pocket and just video. And especially now you can hold it the right way up and video. And funnily enough, it's sideways at the minute. In fact, let's film it. Let's film it with one of the Action cameras so you can see what it looks like. So let's turn on the Action 6, which is the latest one, the one I use the most. And let's just do a little clip with the Action 6. So you can see that it's actually sideways at the moment. Doesn't need to be. This is a great little mount that Jamie got me for Christmas. But it can actually hold the iPad. I can use it for scripts and stuff like that if I ever do that, which I don't typically, but you can't go wrong with just an iPhone. I do think once I get the other lens for this though, which I think is due this week, I just bought one with a much better aperture on it. I think I'll be using this a lot more for talking heads. I think it's going to be a really good addition. And like I say, the main reason I haven't been using this is the lens is just, the one that comes with it is trash. I honestly think if you are going to buy that, do a bit of research and don't bother with the lens that comes with it. On a really sunny day out and about, if you're steady, it's not too bad. But I think for anything indoors, it's just trash. I wouldn't bother with it at all. And it uses that RF mounting system, so you can use any Canon RF mounting lens at all. But for making videos and films on your own, you can't beat just having an iPhone. I guess Android phones are just as good, but I just feel that the camera on this is phenomenal. I just think it's brilliant. And again, we're using the worst camera on it now. We're using the front camera, which is by far the worst one of the bunch. The cameras on the back are much, much, much better than this one, but this is ample for what I want to do, for just making little films, making little videos. I do think having a dedicated camera is a good thing to do because it's just got one job. You turn it on and it records. And with these guys, you press the record button and it immediately starts recording in the last setting you were using. Press it again, it stops recording, turns it off. I think it's fantastic. And with a neck mount, you can just kind of set it going and you can make a crumpet, you can turn the kettle on, whatever you want. You've just got hands-free functionality. I just think it's really, really nice to have a little bit of kit. But I do think it's worthwhile mentioning that you probably do what I do and you fall into that trap of, I just need that one more piece of kit. I just need that one more piece of kit. You've probably got enough to make the videos now. If you've got a phone, you might even be watching this on a phone, you've got enough to make videos. If you just buy one Action camera, you've got enough to make videos. You don't need the external mic. It is the icing on the cake. But the audio in the iPhone is great. The audio in the Action cameras is great as it stands. The audio in the Canon, I'm not too sure about because I've never actually used it. I've always overwritten it with the little DJI mic. And obviously the drone doesn't have any audio at all. But yeah, you don't need much gear is my point. You just need the camera you've got with you, which is your phone. If you can stretch to a little Action camera, fantastic. If you can't, just use your phone. But just get doing it, get recording, just make a video.